I don't think it's pretty bad. Yeah, that's 40. Then they get the process, but- Yeah, you're gonna home. Yeah. The meeting will come to order. Please stand and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The borough complied with the notice provisions of the Sunshine Law by adopting prior to January 10th of this year a resolution describing the dates, times, and locations of all regular meetings of the commission. This meeting is one of the meetings listed in such resolution, and copies of the resolution were, by January 10th, filed with the borough clerk. Need a motion to file the 28/2025 minutes.
Second.
And a motion to file the following reports: tax collector, municipal court, and zoning official. So moved.
Second.
I read the second reading and public hearing of ordinance 1826 to exceed the municipal. I'm sorry, do we want to go through the proclamation first? I'm sorry, that's all right, just don't worry. Yes. Well, it is February, which is Black History Month. So we have invited the Director of Culture and Climate at Michael Jefferson from the school district to receive a proclamation. And so I'm going to read that out. I'm going to invite him up and read this out for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Whereas each February, Collingswood, along with communities throughout our country, are in the midst of a month-long observance of Black History Month. And whereas Americans are aware of the election of this country's first African-American president, Barack Obama, Jackie Robinson's contributions to baseball, and General Colin Powell's military leadership in Desert Storm, few probably could pinpoint the college founder Mary McLeod Bethune's contribution to education or identify astronomer Benjamin Banneker. And whereas ignorance of such facts is what led Carter G. Woodson, son of former slaves, to create the first Negro History Week in February 1926, a culmination of the separate efforts of Mary Church Terrell of the National Council of Colored Women and the African American Collegiate Fraternity Omega Phi Psi, which became Black History Month in 1976. And whereas February was selected because Frederick Douglass, a staunch human rights advocate, and Abraham Lincoln, another defender of equality among mankind, were born that month. And whereas the Association for the Study of Afro-American Life and History chose this year's theme to be African Americans and the Arts, which spans the many impacts Black Americans have had on visual arts, music, cultural movements, and more. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Board of Commissioners of the Borough of Collingswood, proclaim the month of February 2026 as Black History Month in the Borough of Collingswood, and urge residents to take advantage of many programs available in the area and pay tribute to inspirational African Americans from the past and also come with appreciation. We welcome those who will continue into the future with untold contributions to this country and the world. Thank you.
And just a quick word from the school district. This year marks a centennial of the national movement to honor Black history, a legacy sparked by 1915 founding of the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History by Dr. Carter G. Woodson and his colleagues. What began in 1925 as a long observance has evolved into a global celebration, becoming an essential part of American culture. This 100th anniversary theme invites us to reflect on the profound impact of Black life and commemorate the transformative journey of Black peoples in the modern world. Across all levels, the Collingswood School District is engaging in a comprehensive celebration of Black History Month that bridges foundational learning with deep academic inquiry. Our elementary schools are bringing history to life through daily announcements, student-led presentations on change makers, and themed hallway gallery walks ranging from community helpers to activists. Middle and high school students are diving into complex historical and cultural narratives, including studies of the Great Migration and the Harlem Hellfighters, while integrating the contributions of Black artists scientists, and authors directly into the STEM, ELA, and fine arts curriculum. From preschool tasting tables and storytelling assemblies to competitive door decorating and AP level research projects, our students are not only honoring the 100-year legacy of this commemoration, but are also seeing themselves as the next generation of leaders. Black History Month feature highlights author and storyteller visits. Zane North welcomes author Thembi Palmer on February 9th, while newbie students will engage with creators via Story Voice live author events. Student-led presentations. Fourth graders at Sharp will lead presentations on Ghana, and fifth graders at Garfield are taking over morning announcements to highlight lesser-known historical figures. Artistic exploration. High school students are launching a Type on the Pad graphic design project featuring influential African Americans, while elementary students create a hallway gallery wall showcasing innovators, poets, and activists. The tasting table. Tatum Elementary is hosting a unique interactive tasting table at their front entrance to accompany daily community read-alouds. Curricular deep dives. CHS students are exploring complex narratives through texts like The Case for Reparations and researching the impact of the Harlem Hellfighters and the Great Migration. We are thankful to the Borough of Collingswood for their recognition and supporting Black History Month. Thank you, everyone.
In the second reading of public hearing of ordinance 1826 to exceed municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap height.
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. Is the second reading, so the public comment on the cafe, which we do every year, essentially just gives us the ability to extend taxes, the percentage from the previous year that we did not use. It just gives us some flexibility. It's a yearly activity, and this is the opportunity to have a public comment on this specific item. If anybody has something to say about the cafe, this would be the time.
Okay, Commissioner Manley,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson Riley,
Yeah.
Mayor Solana Ward.
Yes.
Okay, we have the first reading of ordinance 1827, authorizing the tax abatement for property located at 664-668 Patton Avenue, and authorizing the financial agreement pursuant to the 5-year exemption to pay the fall.
As everyone's looking at their Google Maps, yes, that is the wall location. They finally permitted the fire tax abatement. This is the first step to get that up and running. The public meeting for this will be our March meeting. Will be the second reading of this ordinance.
Commissioner Manley,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson Riley. Yes. Mayor Solana Ward.
Yes.
And then we have the first reading of ordinance 1828, auxiliary structures and sport courts.
All right, so, Gretchen, do you want to give a quick 30 seconds on what this is?
We're amending the accessory structure. There's a little bit of, it's an accessory building in the old one. We're just trying to fix it, make it more streamlined. It's basically semantic changes. And then there is an ordinance about sports, which are becoming popular. So we are probably working about that.
Right, so if you live in one of the 4 lots in town that can allow a sports court, this applies to you. And the second reading for this will also be at our March Commissioners meeting.
Yeah, March 2nd.
March 2nd, thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner Manley.
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson Riley. Yes. Mayor Solana Ward.
Yes.
Public comment on the resolution.
Sorry. This, what was that?
Public comment.
Public comment on. the
Oh, okay,
resolution.
sure. Yeah, just want to talk about what I'm sure a number of you hear about, on the status of EMS fire. Commissioner Henderson and I spoke today, kind of mapped out a plan on the retention of a consultant for the borough, which I've seen what's been put out about come tonight to, make sure we hire a consultant for the borough. That was part of the litigation that I had filed, like that was the resolution a couple of weeks ago that a consultant's gonna be hired and a public process is gonna be engaged. So we went through that, went through today. We expect that we'll have an RFP in form for everyone to review, including, I told Keith Kerry, we'd get it over to you guys so you can take a look at it. So that we're gonna shoot to adopt that on, I think we have a work session on the 18th. And then we'll get that issued and hopefully get responses in so that by the March meeting or the April meeting, we're in position to make selections and move forward with that. Right? So that's where we
No, we met today. I know last weekend, the working meeting, we said we're going to do it tomorrow, but I'm really happy we were all able to find the time, because myself, Caitlin and Jim. And yeah, that's the timeline pursuant to the terms of the settlement. Mayor Simona Ward will be recusing herself from this process. And we hope to engage the public in order to address this as quickly as possible. The question for you, Caitlin. Because they are potentially going to be voting on something during a work session. Because we did say during our work session that that's not generally a time, but because of the timing of things. So when do we need to, is this the time to notice that, or how does that work?
So the notice provisions, all we have to do is publicly notice that we anticipate official action is going to be happening at a work session. And that's gonna be on your regular online notice. That's at minimum 48 hours in advance, but since we're announcing it now, everybody is on notice that we do anticipate taking action at our next work session. We'll update the online notice as well,
So that work session, as Commissioner Bailey mentioned, we're not holding public work sessions every month, so that's on February 18th. So in 16 days, we will be posting that RFP in order to address this. Anything else you want to add, Jim?
No, that's it.
And now public comment on the resolutions.
Just a question, is that work session open to the public?
Yes.
Okay, it was not clear.
Yeah.
Can I have your name and address?
Name is George Haran, 125 East Stiles Avenue.
And that's at 11:30 on the 18th, and I believe it's in the same room,
Okay, thank you.
and also online.
I was gonna say, we'll be streaming it and then we post it to YouTube after as well.
so if we're opening to public comment, I think I did see somebody sign up, so we'll take that individual first. Mr. Alonda, come on.
Julian Delando on the local fire officer shop steward, IFF local 3249. The Collins Fire Department staffing model is being stretched thin as call volumes continue to rise, particularly when 2 or more emergencies happen at the same time. When a fire call requires firefighters are reassigned from the ambulance to the fire engine. The ambulance is left unstaffed and leaving the town without dedicated EMS coverage. When the ambulance is handling a medical call, fire engine becomes short-staffed and sometimes responds with only 2 firefighters. This is not enough to safely or effectively manage fires, rescues, or any other life-threatening incidents. The National Fire Protection Association Standard 1710 establishes an industry minimum of 4 firefighters on a fire apparatus. OSHA's 2 in, 2 out regulations advise that firefighters must operate in pairs with at least 2 firefighters immediately available to rescue them if something goes wrong. Mutual aid was never intended to provide our communities everyday staffing. It is a backup, not a replacement for proper coverage. Collinswood firefighters strongly support a full independent study by a third-party consultant to evaluate the current services model and identify safer, more reliable ways to provide fire, rescue, and emergency medical service to our borough. Short staffing and delayed responses increase risk, not only to the public, but the firefighters who serve them. We are committed to working collaboratively with our elected officials and borough leadership to fix these public safety challenges and to ensure Collingswood is properly protected. Thank you.
That was our only sign up, so if anybody else has public comment, feel free to take turns.
Give the following resolutions. Rescinding resolution 2025-222, awarding a contract to Virtual Health for EMS services and ratifying the execution of a settlement agreement.
So the mayor is, you have to. Oh, right, sorry. Follows, yeah, sorry. I was ready to, have you back with the, being, okay, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
And I abstain.
Thank you. Okay, we have the next resolution authorizing final change order number 1 from Gemini General Contractors for the 2024 WQAA Chelsea Avenue Water Main Replacement Project.
Yes.
Yes.
Authorizing a final change order number 1 from Gemini General Contractors for the 2024
Just read. Go next.
Oh,
Accepting amendment.
the maintenance bond, I'm sorry, accepting a maintenance bond and authorizing the release of the performance bond from Gemini General Contractors for the 2024 WQAA Chelsea Avenue Water Main Project. Yeah, and that
Yes.
was for the change order, and the other one for the maintenance bond and performance bond.
Yes.
Yeah. Accepting change to the New Jersey Department of Transportation resurfacing project for McGill Avenue street lighting.
Yes.
Yes. Authorizing a professional service contract with Farnworks Step Computer LLC for the ambulance bill services.
So on this one, we'd like to have an amendment. So this is the way that our department is set up now, we have a third-party biller. At the moment, the termination clause is 90 days. I requested earlier today that be reduced to 30. Reached out. Do you know when we're able to do that?
So I suggest if we want to put this off for a meeting, we can do that, so we have time to go back to the service and change, modify that provision of the contract. I don't anticipate much pushback for a clause that minor.
Perfect. So we can, because we already.
Table. Let's just
Table.
make a motion, we table this resolution.
Sure. Thank you. Agreed. Yes.
Motion table. And then we have an ordinance authorizing to advertise for bids for air conditioning, unit for the Collinswood Senior Community Center.
Yes.
Yes.
Authorizing an adjustment of taxes to its totally exempt property and 6 Collins Avenue.
Yes.
Authorizing a note for the Collins Avenue, Hillcrest Avenue Water Treatment Plant improvements through the Infrastructure Bank financing program.
Yes.
Yes. Authorizing an appropriations transfer,
Yes.
yes. Approving raffle license 2026, 1, St. Teresa Men's Club, and 2026, 2 and 3, to the Collinswood Rotary.
Yes.
Accepting funding from the Governor's Council on Substance Use Disorder through the County of Sanford Municipal Alliance.
Yes.
Authorizing the acceptance of federal funds and participation in the federal grant program, Safe and Secure Grant.
Yes.
Authorizing an application for program year 2026 Community Development Block Grant.
Yes.
Appointing Ed Fox as full-time member of the Collinswood Planning Board.
Welcome back, Ed. Yes.
Appointing Sam Hopel as alternate member of the Collinswood Planning Board.
Yes.
Approving the payment of bills, general water and sewer accounts.
We're holding one, right?
There is a housekeeping issue with the payments for Montgomery and Kraken. We'll need to pass another resolution exceeding our previous not to exceed amount. So I would request that the Montgomery and Kraken ones be held until that resolution is authorized.
With that proviso, yes.
Okay. That's all I have.
Yeah. Okay. I have a couple of comments. A couple of things, in no particular order. So as I mentioned before, I genuinely invite the public to come to the working meeting. So as you see, a lot of these are voting on things. This meeting tends to go relatively quickly. The working meetings are an opportunity to hear deliberation between the commissioners, hear different sides of a story, et cetera. So please join those. At the moment, those what we've decided is those will be the third Wednesday of each month at 11:30. And as mentioned before, those are here physically as well as online and via YouTube. So please join those if you wish. Secondly, there are several affordable housing units that are currently available at the Fern Avenue site. I believe that application is still open. The borough social media pages has all of that information, but I know there have been multiple questions at this meeting about those applications. So they're due sometime in the next week. The 9th. Okay, so one more week should you wish to apply. A few more announcements. Congratulations to our police department who passed their on-site accreditation assessment and who are being recommended for reaccreditation. The police are having a meet with the police event on February 12th at Stella Pizza from 1 to 5. Chief Barry, anything you want to add about that event?
But it's going to be a public event with no agenda. They have taken school as well, so we're hopeful that children and families can come out, just be the officers down, just down and talk.
There also were, and I know the police account posted about this, but the new e-bike laws. So the new laws are nobody under 15, you have to wear a helmet. Anything you want to add there?
That's recent state legislation, so you're also going to need license registration insurance, and that information can also be found on the motor vehicle commission website. There is a 6-month grace period there from the past being up to bills where you have to be compliant with that. Again, for further information, I would recommend you go to the motor vehicle.
Several updates from the library. Starting in February, the Collinswood Library will be offering an adult drop-in program on Wednesdays monthly from 11 to 12:30. So join folks at the library for coffee, conversation, games, crafts, and more. There's no registration required, and that's an open-ended program for adults to get to know their neighbors and build community. The January 26th movie was rescheduled at the library due to the snow. And so that is rescheduled for tomorrow, which is February 3rd from 5:45 to 7:45. The library will be showing the film American Fiction based on the book Erasure by Percival Everett. This film is rated R, so adults 18 or over are welcome. They are at the same time, the library is reading the novel Colored Television as their book club pick, and that is on February 25th. And both works address race and identity as we are celebrating Black History Month. Finally, from the library, AARP Tax Aid Service begins this Friday, February 6th. AARP volunteers will be at the library on Friday afternoons during tax season to help seniors complete basic federal and state tax returns. Contact the library or visit the library's website to register for an appointment. There are a limited number of appointments, so those do fill up quickly. If you joined our working meeting last week or caucus meeting, you would have heard about several different committees that are in the works, including a public arts committee that will be through the bid. So exciting next steps on that. You may be hearing from the mayor on, but talk to myself, talk to the mayor, talk to Jim about the park committee. Lots of ways to get involved on these snowy days. Let's get involved and work with our neighbors. Another item from last week is from that meeting, we agreed as a governing body to share information about the Safe Routes to School report that came out, and that'll be at the March Town Forum. So I'm greatly looking forward to sharing some of that and getting community feedback. In the month of February, the Collinswood Community Theater will be presenting You're in Town, so be sure to mark your calendars for a wonderful event. My office hours are open on Friday. Again, there are opportunities at 9 a.m. on Friday. Anyone can come and talk to me about anything. So if I can do something about it, I'll help. If I can't, I'm not a licensed therapist, but I'm happy to listen. But please come and chat with me, otherwise I'm just talking to myself. And our April meeting, I believe we gave notice about this, but our April meeting has moved a week later because of Collinswood School spring break. So, it'll be the second Monday in April. That's what I have. Thank you.
I just want to give a shout out to all the Burrows family, to everyone. This is, it's been a while since we've had a snowstorm in winter. We're usually still able to golf in winter, and it ain't working so well this year. But I want to thank everyone. Everyone has to adjust. Borough Hall crew, the police, fire, police, between dealing with people parking in incredibly creative ways and blocking streets, fire, with the work that they do, just clearing out hydrants and attending to every issue that comes up. DPW is a double dose of not just plowing and trying to get streets clear and up and running, but you know, with a storm like this comes water main breaks and tons of wonderful work that everybody wants to do. So I want to thank all of you for all that work. I think we are through it.
Someone knock on wood.
I think we're through it, but appreciate all of your work. Thanks.
All right, some quick things. I understand that having daytime working meetings is a little hard, but the idea of the working meetings is that we can actively work with our staff. And I don't want to ask more of our staff than we have to come in. And this is their time. They're here right now. We appreciate them, but we very much want for it to be a collaborative process. And we need to bring in not just Lindsay, but also we need multiple people from staff to work on a problem. We don't want that. One of the reasons we can't do that is because we're having it at night, which is why it's recorded, because I know it's hard to get off at 11:30 on a Wednesday, come to a public meeting, but it'll be recorded. It'll be there for you. And then if there's more questions about it, Amy has her office hours on Friday mornings. I have office hours from 10 to 12 every Tuesday and Thursday. In a really fun room in Borough Hall. Specifically, affordable units, there are 4 affordable units available. Thank you to everybody who came to Snowball Gala. It was a really, really wonderful night. We were able to reach a number that we can finally start to make some movement. So we're very excited to see what those new pieces of inclusive playground equipment will look like and how that's going to work. We had discussed these two committees, one being a committee to work on the funding from the rec bond that is going to go into Knight Park and how that's going to be used. Jim is going to be leading that committee. Because I want to make sure that everybody knows about it and sees it, I think we're going to push it back just a bit so that we can have some details about it in the town crier. So that's the only way I know for a fact that the information got to you. And so the same thing is going to go for the master plan steering committee. There'll be more information about both of those in the town crier, which should be arriving the first week of March. And we will likely have applications for if you want to be included in either of those committees, being mid-March, so everybody has a chance to hear about it here at our working session, but all and on social media and whatnot, but also to get a paper copy in your town crier. You can open it up, read some details of what we're asking of you, what the opportunities are. I don't want to miss anyone. We hadn't made that quite clear during our working session, but thinking about it a little bit more, I thought that was probably the best way to make sure everyone knows of these opportunities. Yeah.
And when we put the next time for
Yeah, the next,
First week of March.
the first week of March is when the next town crier, so expected in your mailboxes then. Yeah, I'm gonna open the floor to public comment on, not just on the resolutions, but on general matters. Yeah, why not? We set it up.
I don't want to go to waste.
What's so official?
Larry DiGiovanni, 745 Merrick Avenue. I'd like to know what your plans are for the water treatment plant. What's your upgrades include?
So there's upgrades on both plants. So Hillcrest is basically building a new plant. Okay. At Conley, it's upgrades, not building completely new, but almost. Most of it is related to PFAS, removing the PFAS contaminant out of the water. One of the resolutions tonight was, authorizing a note, taking another step in the financing of that project through what's called the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, which, you know, if things stay the way they always have been, we'll probably end up in you take a loan, but like 50% of it gets forgiven. So it's a way to fund a portion of it. So it's a major overhaul at the pool area, especially like water plant's gonna be built in a different location, different spot, kind of the empty spot. It's gonna be modernized and, hopefully deal with all the new contaminants.
All
that
new,
they may
you're
find.
gonna have an all new filtration system and everything.
Everything's
Okay,
a
okay.
complete replacement. of it.
Well, question being is, you know, I know the water in town is there, it's okay, but there are some issues, but that would be an upgrade. But the other thing you want to keep in the back of your head, American Water Works is buying up everything. In Pennsylvania, Aqua and PA American are buying up all the small water departments of a lot of the counties.
Yeah, I'm more than aware of that, and, we have been doing our best to upgrade our system so that we don't need to let that happen.
Right, exactly.
Most of the towns where you see that happen, they're at a point where they need to spend big money to upgrade their plant. And so there's a huge savings when New Jersey American comes in, that's who would be here. But when privatizing the water, they usually guarantee rates to be held for a couple years. And then you're subject to a for-profit corporation's decision on what rates are. So,
Oh, yeah, I know that.
yeah, we're doing everything we can and have for decades, been investing tons of money in the water system.
Okay, all right,
Okay?
that's fine. One other thing. Excuse me. I understand how a snowstorm takes place and things happen. But the problem is, I see in my neighborhood, people have driveways. Why don't they park in them? Really? Because, you know, these guys gotta zigzag around the cars. It's actually dangerous, because when they dig themselves out, they leave a mound of snow that turns to ice like now. It's very dangerous, because now people are trying to navigate through that without hitting that snow pile. And, you know, there's a couple of close calls that went around because I live off of a curve. And there was a few close calls there, because kids coming out of school saying north. So, I mean, you know, I know it's sometimes inconvenience to park in your driveway, but I came from the city. I love my driveway. I hate parking in the street. So why do you want to park in the street? I mean, people around here, I know, so like in here is tough because they don't have any other avenue for it. But if you have a driveway, think of your neighbors, think of the children, and think of the people who are driving down that street at night, because taking a chance of hitting your car, maybe your property, or God forbid, killing somebody, you know? So, you know, just a little hindsight, maybe, you know, a little courteous, you know, thoughtfulness for them, you know, to try to do that. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
That's our public service announcement. Larry, did you?
Way to do it, Jim.
Nice, Larry.
Hi, Tom Meldon, 530 Haddon Avenue. Mine is just kind of a shout out to Kevin and his team. 2 Saturdays ago at around 2 o'clock in the morning, one of my neighbors was a victim of a strong arm robbery. And his team got there within literally seconds. So, and they did, from my understanding, they made an arrest. So good stuff.
Good evening. My name is Dave Levay. I'm with I'll give you my address, 506 Monroe Avenue, Edgewater, Clark, New Jersey, a little distance from here. I'm with the AARP Driver Safety Program that's been around for 50 years. Unfortunately, COVID kind of eliminated the program in Burlington, Camden, and Gloucester counties, and we're reintroducing it. Part of that is we need hosts in the area, hosts like the towns. Hosts can be banks, hospitals, places of worship, fire departments, senior centers, adult communities, municipalities, VFWs and so forth. The cost to a host is zero. It costs you nothing except for the use of your room. Then AV system that we can plug our laptop or our USB drive in, whichever the instructor has. And it helps bring some positive information to your community. We provide AOR people as trained instructors, the course materials and promotional materials. Doesn't cost you anything unless you want to do something. The courses are 6 hours long. That's mandated by the Motor Vehicle Commission, not by me or anyone else. And you have to forgive me, I did that eye surgery, so I'm okay. That's it right here. Oh, it can be done in 1 or 2 days, the 6 hour course. We can do 1 6-hour session or 2 3-hour sessions. And there's a cost to the participants. AARP members, it's $20, non-members is $25. Now, what do they get for that? They get hopefully improved driving skills or at least awareness of their skills. And discounts on car insurance is good for 3 years. Also, if you have any points on your driver's record, they'll take 2 points off. And that's all I have. I have some brochures if anybody would like some. And that's
If
it.
you wouldn't mind sticking around till we finish up with something. Yeah.
Hi, Ellen Rosenholz, 130 New Jersey Avenue. I just want to add on to the snow removal thing. I was mobily impaired for a while and in a wheelchair in winter in Collingswood. And a lot of people have not shoveled their sidewalks adequately to be able to get through for anybody with mobility impairment. And so I just was wondering if I'm very conscious of it now because of my experiences, and I'm wondering if anything can be done about that. And it's also not safe for regular people to just walk.
So I do believe that Chief Joyce has begun with notices to homes that have not cleared adequately. I think first a 10-day notice was the letter.
And this area is the minimum required by the ordinance and it's that needs now is going to be melted, but hopefully melted. And we can follow up with a court summons at a fine if it wasn't being followed in paper citation.
And I just know from experience, like
Yeah.
you then become homebound and that.
Right, and we, and we talked with Holly to see, because storms like these don't happen that often here. That's like, it's been 10 years since the last big one, and what can we do? Because it's, because of lawyers, actually, and like, it's very hard. It's very hard for the borough to do like a grassroots sort of like help your neighbor, block captains, things like that. But Holly did find a couple of like angel opportunities that we could potentially run through something like the Civic Collective or something like that. And it's the kind of thing that I think exists in communities that this happens more often, to help out. Like I know I texted the couple of neighbors that I had that were elderly, just to make sure everybody at least had a contact for snow removal or something. But like, I can't do that with, I can't like access a list of all the neighbors. But I think it's something that we should definitely, as all this stuff is hopefully melting, look into further and try to set it up for the next 10-year storm, which, Uncle County Phil said might still happen this year, so, but that.
I believe the county has a service that you can sign up.
So that service, got overrun pretty quickly. I've yet to hear of anybody who it's worked for, and then they switched it within 12 hours. Yeah, if you were, handicapped. But, so again, it's a work in progress, but I think it's something we should put some more effort into, to at least build the infrastructure, or at least have an idea of something we could do, because we did have notice of this. It's just, what do we do? But we went very pretty good. Anybody else?
Sure.
All right, thank you all for coming. Motion to adjourn. Second. Have a good night, guys.